Hey, welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you some boho anthropology style inspired home decor that you can do for your bedroom, for your living room, or whichever room you feel like. It's real easy. If you're new, do not forget to press subscribe so you can follow along with everything. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so for the first project, I wanted to do this. I found this on Anthropologie. It is the hanging basket wall things that they do. That one was like $138 for, I believe it's just you get one for the $138. I think they're about like 22 inches long. So what I did was I found some placemats at Target Dollar Spot. So I brought two to see if I can replicate the look. They're not as big. These are about 13 and a half to 14 inches, but you still get the same concept. If you want it bigger, I don't know where you would get bigger ones from, but this was the ones I found, and they were only $3, at the Target Dollar Spot, as opposed to $138. So first I started out with just a regular Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to line out the shape, because you can see the first one just had like, my daughter called it the Batman piece, but the first one just had just a little shape on it. So I'm just sketching out that shape, and I'm just trying to make sure it's even. So I'm just counting how many pieces I want across, because it's woven around in a little circle. So I'm just counting across to try to make it as even as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go on to the other one, which was really just lines. So I'm just going to sketch out those lines too from the center, and you can draw these any way you want. I did add a little extra to them as opposed to the one that I did see on Anthropologie, but you can do it any way you want, and that's the good thing about doing your own DIYs. So once I was done filling out all the lines and stuff like that, you could leave it like that for the one with just the lines, but I felt like the color didn't pop enough. So I came back in with just some regular acrylic paint that I got from Walmart. This one is kind of runny, so I really don't use it for a lot of stuff, but it's good for this. So I'm just going to fill in the big space there for this shape, and that's it for that one. Then when it comes to the second one, like I said, I wanted to fill in the lines so they can pop, and the little squares and things in the middle. So first I came in with a bigger brush, the same one I used to do the other one. And then I realized it wasn't getting into the little lines, like it was leaving gaps. So I followed up with a thinner brush, so like a little brush, just to get in and make sure there was like no voids in it. And then that was it for that one. And then when you're done, you let them dry, and then you can hang them on the wall any way you want. I hung mine one in a corner so that it curved, so it had like some type of dimension to it. And then the other one I hung flat, and that was it. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, now on to the second one. This one is just a wire basket that I got from the Dollar Tree. Some extra clothesline rope that I had from another project that I did do. This was not even a whole roll, so it was about less than half a roll. And then some jute rope that I also had extra of, that you can also get at the Dollar Tree. So first, I'm just trying to find the center of the wire basket and determining how long I want the jute to be, and then I'm just going to weave it in and out, in and out, in and out, because I'm going to make a V shape on the front. I'm going to do one side first. So in between each piece, you'll see it's a big piece and the jute is very thin, so I have to go back and forth a few times, weaving in and out, in and out, in and out, till it fills in. Once it fills in, then I go over to the other side to finish making the V shape, and I'll leave the excess jute that I had rolled off to finish off on the end. You don't have to pull out as much as I did, but if you do, it takes a while longer to pull it through. So if you pull off shorter pieces, then it'll go quicker. But I pulled off a lot, but then I used it in the end to finish off the pieces in the middle. So once you're done with that step, then you're going to come back in with the clothesline rope, and this is cotton too, just so you know. And I taped off the edge because, you know, it ravels and it's easier to pull through when the edge is smooth. So you pick a piece and you pull it through just like you did the jute rope, looping in and out, in and out, in and out. And like I said, the longer the piece, the longer it's going to take to pull it through. At a point, I wanted both pieces to line up the same kind of on the front, so I stopped, pulled through the bottom, and then started back in the front, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can ask me. But just so the rolls went the same, because if you just keep going around in the same direction, it's not gonna look the same in the front. And then again, when I wanted to get to the middle, I pulled a piece down, pulled it, like, you know, through the middle, and started weaving it in and out there. And then you can see I left an open V at the bottom, and I'm going to fill that in with the extra jute that I did have from the beginning. I wanted to make handles for it, so I took some extra jute and I braided it. I took about 6 strands, braided them together. You braid them the length that you want, and then you'll pull them through one of the holes, tie them in a knot, and then you'll have your little handles that you can use in the end, and they look cute there, and they look like they belong. The top, I didn't like the way it was finished, so I took what extra I had of the clothesline rope and just tied little knots. So I wanted to make little fringes for it, so I tied around that, and then I frayed them with whichever I had sharp, and then cut everything even, and then I made another little tassel for the front of the other V there, and that is it. Hope you like that one. If you did, please let me know. Give it a big old thumbs up. And we're going to get on to the next one. All right, so for the third project, this is my first time using cement. I have this quick cement, and it does do what it says it does. It dries rather quick, so you have to work quick, and you have to really know how much you really need of it. You don't mix it even parts. You mix it about 5 parts to 1 part water, so it's going to be way more cement than it is going to be water. So once you get a nice and smooth texture, you don't want it too clumpy. Once you get a nice and smooth texture, then you'll be ready to go on to the next part. I wanted to try to see if I can add like a little marbling type color, so I went in with this metallic paint. It didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but I think once I figure out the concept, it will work well. So then what I did was took these paper cups that I had, and I'm just filling a little bit on the bottom. And then I'm going to put in these glass tea light candle holder things that I also got from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just pushing those in. I don't need it to be even or anything like that. I wanted it to look like, you know, rustic and handmade. And also you want to like, you know, slam it down like I did, just to get out, you know, as much of the air and things like that. I wanted them to kind of smooth into the glass. I might try this again just to try to figure out how to get them to smooth into the glass so it looks more like one piece than the glass sitting inside of the cement. But if you have any tips on how I can do that, please let me know down below, because that is the original look that I was going for. I wanted it to look like it was one piece, like the glass was just coming straight out the cement. But I do like the way that these did look, because the edge that it did create, I went over that with the gold paint. Like first here, I just tried to clean up where I had the gold paint that I did mix in. I didn't like the way the color was. It didn't pop as much as I wanted it. But right here where it has like the little lip that I didn't want, I went over it with the gold, which gave it more of a like stone look that I've put glass into stone. So I did like the way it came out, but I do want to try to figure out how to get it to come out the way that I originally wanted in the beginning, if that makes sense. So that's it for that one, and let me know what you think. Okay, now on to the last one. I wanted to create an end table, so I had this tray from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to mix the cement the same way I did previously in the one before. I'm trying to work quick because the cement does dry quickly. I'm doing a couple of lines with the hot glue gun just to see if I can have a cracked look at the top. I'm trying to smooth it out. I had to do a couple of batches, so it didn't pour out even. Like, it started to dry by the time I was done mixing the next batch. So you want to make sure you get enough, like I said in the other one at the beginning. These are bed risers. So my daughter changed her room and she didn't need the bed risers because we changed how underneath her bed was. So I'm taking these extra bed risers that I had and I'm just stacking them. So small side to small side, and then big side to big side, and then small side to small side. So there's 4 of them in total. And luckily they come out to be just the height I need to sit beside the couch. When it did come out the tray, I did like the feel of it. It was smooth. I didn't line it with anything. I didn't put any oil or anything. And it was this nice smooth piece. But when I picked it up to move it, all of the edges started to crack off. So I don't know if that was because I did it in batches and everything didn't come out smoothly, or because I needed to put something else in there. I don't know what you would put around the edges to make them stronger because they're thin, so you couldn't put any rebarb or anything like that in there. But it turned out okay anyway, because then it looks like a piece of stone. You do still see the lines that I made with the glue sticks, which is awesome because that's the main part that I did want. And now that the edges are cracked, it added a different type of element to it. So I'm also going to fill that in with the metallic paint that I do have. So I'm coming in with the metallic paint and the thin little paintbrush, and I'm just going in the glue stick cracks that I made on the cement to begin with. And then once I'm done trying to fill those in, and you can see it just pops and it makes it look so cute. So even if you were doing a small project and stuff, just adding some glue stick lines, letting it dry, and then pouring it would be great. All right, so these are the bed lips. They're dry, and then I'm just going to take them outside and I'm going to spray paint them with some metallic gold spray paint, just so they can go along with the top of the cement table. And then you can see I'm coming around and I'm touching up the edges with a bigger paintbrush and more of the metallic paint that I do have here. Once everything is dried and everything is done, the spray paint is dried, the paint is dried, I'm just going to put everything together. I wound up putting it together with Gorilla Glue, and so far it's holding up well. And that is it for today, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe so you can follow along as I do more DIY little journeys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.